For a moment here, too, we need to update two things. First of all, Biggie's health. We're now to, if I'm correct on this, day 7.
That is correct.
Without Biggie missing a day. We have a dry erase board in here. And by the way, this is a side bet as well. We mentioned it yesterday. You've gone at your longest streak, 33 days without missing a day. Here's day 7 now since it restarted. The side bet is how many games will the Colorado Rockies win this year versus how long Biggie's streak will be. So far, he's posted at 33. Rocks have lost 3 in a row now, so they're still at 12. They're at 12.
Yeah, I checked before the show.
Yep.
They're at 12 wins.
Correct. Here's the other breaking news on Biggie's dry erase board of health. The wellness meter, we're calling it, is now being brought to you by American Leak Detection.
It's happened.
It's happened. We're doing it.
We've monetized it.
American Leak Detection is the world leader in accurate, non-invasive leak detection. Were Biggie to leak, they'd know it before anyone else. Identifying leaks early, save you money, reduce damage, and protect property values. You can call 24/7 to American Leak Detection, AmericanLeakDetection.com.
I don't have to repeat all that in the hospital, do I?
No, we'll put it on a lanyard.
Guys, before you put me out for surgery, I have a few things I need to read.
Let's see, it's on his bracelet. It says here, type O blood, brought to you by Carl's Jr. And American Leak Detection.
I'm sorry, are you saying your health is sponsored, sir?
Yes.
I am.
Yes. What kind of ghouls? Where do you work where they would literally...
What kind of monster?
Oh, I work with a terribly toxic person.
Oh, you're the radio guy. Yeah. I'm lowering. I am very low on the totem pole now because of my toxicity.
Let's never forget the first trip I ever had to go to the hospital. As they were putting the oxygen mask on me, the very nice fireman asked me, "Is Chris Kelly really that big of an a-hole?" And I'd say the last 3 years has proven yes.
You had the mask pulled aside, and you said,
"Come closer." Yes. Mask back on. Mask back on.
I can't breathe.
My worst fear is really like the last thing before I die is being asked about one of you two. Like the doctor winds up, he loves the show or something. He's like, loves Chris Demm. And he's like, man, that Chris Demm really has a lot of rock and roll knowledge. Now there's a 50-50 chance you wake up.
All right, clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he really know that stuff? Does he really leave the room? Clear.
That is my nightmare. I mean, because you dream of like, I'd love to, like your family talking to you, making peace. And my worst fear
seeing
is
the
that,
light, going to the light.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. My worst fear is Chris Kelly really that big of an a-hole?
Listen, before we put you under, we have one question. Yes, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Shoot me up.
Give me the drugs.
Give me the gas.
Yeah. Yes, he leaves the room. Yes, Dave is doing fine. Yes, I still talk to Dave. No, I don't talk to Deidre. No, we don't know where Lauren is.
Do you think Dave will be able to come back now?
Yeah.
Now that you're headed down. Now is there a
Well, it
way?
looks like there's an open spot for BB Shea.
Well, the good news is it's sponsored.
Yeah.
We have it sponsored.
Welcome aboard.
American Leak Detection, AmericanLeakDetection.com. Also, Chris Demm misquoted the Nature Boy. This is about health as well. We revealed yesterday that Ric Flair and I have something in common, surprisingly. Skin cancer. I'm doing much better. My
you are.
issue was removed, and after that, boy, as soon as I stopped putting that cream on my face, it
Night and day.
cleared up over 2 or 3 days.
Does it feel fresher?
Yes, definitely.
Smooth as a baby's butt?
Big difference. Yeah, very smooth, and it really worked like a charm, that chemo cream I was on. And everybody said it would. They were like, you're going to love this when it's done. Well, Chris Demm said Ric Flair compared himself to Space Mountain.
Yes, and I misquoted the Nature Boy yesterday.
Yeah, you said, what, that the line was always long?
Yeah, like the ride might be short, but the line is long.
That's right. It's a short ride, but a long one. All right.
But that's incorrect.
Yeah.
According to Steve, who's in the Marine Corps, he said the Nature Boy's quote is, "It may be the oldest ride, but it has the longest line.
That's a fact.
Exactly.
That's right. Space Mountain is the oldest awesome ride at Disney World.
Yeah.
But it does still have the longest line.
So there you go.
That's it from Ric Flair. Speaking of Florida, there is the story of the young man in Florida who went to the strip club.
Yeah, I mean, it is Titillation Tuesday, as Kelly pointed out earlier in the program, and there's a young man. He just turned 21, lives in the Clearwater area. His name, I hope I get it right, it looks like Sultan Al-Nafaya is his name. He just turned 21 last week, and I don't know that he went with anyone, but he decided to go to Oz Gentlemen's Club in Clearwater. And he thought, now I don't know if this is for a fact, but I'm guessing he thought that what he may have seen in rap videos, movies, pop culture, that whatever happens at strip clubs happens in real life. So Sultan went to one of the security people at Oz's and said, look, I'd like a private room. I've got money, and I want some sexual services.
Okay.
The account I have in front of me does not specify what he wanted. So he was led to believe that in the private room, he would be able to have some sort of sexual activity with one of the dancers at Oz's.
Yeah.
Well, he got $300. He paid $300 for the room. Did not get any sexual activity.
What does that get you? Like just a private dance for 30 minutes or something like that? That's my guess.
I guess.
Private VIP.
Maybe a bottle.
Okay, yeah.
The bottle extra.
Honestly, it depends on the club.
Okay.
It depends on how nice the club is, what the club charges. It varies.
Okay. So, and it sounds like it was just him and what he assumed would be a dancer. When that didn't happen, when he did not get the sex, Sultan whipped out his phone and called 911, said, I've been robbed.
She came and she was here.
Oh,
no sex.
man.
I bet the whole time he's like, all right, when's she going to start to give me,
Hello?
Yeah.
when we're getting down to
Been here
business.
30 minutes.
Yeah, come on. I mean, nice dance, but let's go.
Hello.
That's just young and inexperienced.
Yeah, so he was a little under the influence. So he spent the night in jail for misdemeanor misuse of 911.
All right.
Not a lawbreaker, but just young and confused.
He had no idea. He thought he was able to buy sex inside the VIP.
Wasn't there, Biggie, a Chris Rock jam? Did you introduce us to the Chris Rock jam?
It's a classic. It's called No Sex in the Champagne Room.
I thought so.
Oh, there's champagne in the champagne room.
But no sex.
But you don't want champagne. You want sex.
The oldest saying in the book is, you will not get laid at a strip club, but you will get blanked.
Do you think that sometimes there is sex in the champagne room?
I mean, at your seedier clubs, I'm sure.
Okay.
You know, and who knows how things work now. You know, you could easily probably talk about meeting somewhere else afterwards. You know.
I see.
Yeah, some people just strip for the to meet the clients.
Yeah, I will say.
Hangover.
Right, that's right. You just strip to meet the clients, yeah.
I will say in my time of working in different clubs, I never saw it. Places I was at ran, if they found out about anything like that, they would fire the girl.
You know, it's different. This is the thing to me about strip clubs. I'm not very experienced in them.
You're not. I've seen it.
And remember, Titillation Tuesday is brought to you by one of the best strip, Treasure Club. Okay, they've got locations all over in our listening area.
Father's Day's coming up.
That's exactly right.
You know, I mean, if you have that sort of relationship,
Father's Day is.
You know, some people are hard to shop for.
I've not been to many strip clubs. Chris Demm's seen me in a couple of occasions there. Once I was injured. A woman took my head and knocked it in her breastplate. That was quite.
I've never seen anything like it. She reverse motorboated you.
Just took me by the ears and started.
Grabbed you by the ears and flapped blah, 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 back and forth between her chest.
I mean, I had a mark on my forehead like you wouldn't believe.
And then the one time you you wrenched your neck looking at someone else's private dance or lap dance.
Looking on. Now, I've never, ever, he's doing the move now. Now, based on that I didn't even pay for a lap dance, I've never shelled out $300 or $400 or $500
for a private room.
But it seems to me, and you tell me, if I was in a private room and and of course what it's like in there, champagne, you're probably drunk a little bit,
music is thumping, lights are dark,
and I would think it's just a wonderful
environment,
plush setting environment. Yes. Yeah, would be perfect for sex. And when the girl is on top of you, doing the dance for a half hour, it must be very, very different. I mean, why do you want to get so worked up and then you've got to leave? There is no sex. What do you do?
That's the oldest question in the book. Men are visual creatures.
I know it is, but then to me, it's just frustration then.
Yeah,
because you're all worked up, and then you're out with your buds, or you're just by yourself.
Well, and let me tell you, you're never really alone in those rooms because
they're watching.
Because some guys do get too drunk and grab the girl. So there's always a security guard right there, and there's always cameras on the room.
Right.
I'm sure some guys can't hold it in.
I'm guaranteed.
Get their pants dirty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Which
then you
is
have to walk out
disgusting.
in shame.
Yeah.
Do you have a towel?
I bet a lot of guys go to the bathroom after. Don't you think?
You can't go into the bathroom and.
That's what I think they do.
No,
you don't.
Usually there's men's room attendants.
Oh, really? So
men in the upscale places.
I don't.
They have
know.
attendants. You can't go into a stall and just jacket.
Well, you can then go home. Go home and take care of it, because otherwise, I know that's just a naive question to ask, but there's one thing to be sitting and watching them on the stage or even a lap dance, but when you're in there for 20 minutes and she's all over you.
And let me say this too: a lot of guys, and the girls are, they're talking to you.
Yeah,
they're friendly.
Yeah.
A lot of time you end up spending money because you think, wow.
Yeah.
She really likes me.
She wants me to do.
Yeah.
But
But
we're connecting.
exactly. So we're connecting on a deeper level. So I'm going to show her that I got the cash too. So I'm going to, a lot of it I think is just, a show off factor. And then
that's Chris Demm saying, you won't get laid, you will get F.
At the end of the night, it's like, hey, I thought we had a real connection.
No, they're going home.
I would go with friends, and I'd have friends come back. They'd get a dance, and they'd come back, and they'd be like, I learned her real name.
She's into me.
Real name's
really
Ashley.
Yeah,
and
dancer after dancer after dancer, they said the same thing. They look at you, the male customer, as an ATM.
Absolutely right.
You just spit cash at them.
Anonymous, you're talking about strip clubs. Go ahead.
It's cheaper than a girlfriend, so.
Okay, counterpoint.
All right. Hadn't thought of that. It's cheaper than a girlfriend, but
short term, yes.
But you're not getting, you're not getting the benefits of a girlfriend.
And you're probably not going to get the business from your girlfriend after a while.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I've been to strip clubs all over the world, and I've never had any kind of sexual something with any strippers out.
No, I wouldn't think you would. But don't you find, if you're in, I'm assuming you've probably been in the private room, don't you get so worked up? Is it just not a lot of frustration then?
No. Not at all. It's a service. You're paying for short time service. You drink, cocktail, walk away.
Okay.
So.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Anonymous. Appreciate it.
I will tell you, I had one very awkward experience. Early 20s. A friend of mine was getting married. We had just a small bachelor party for him in Chris Demm's hometown, Richmond, Virginia.
Okay. Yeah.
So we went up there.
That was a pasty state back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You couldn't have no exposed nipples, the dancers.
Well, they can now. We
Thank you, Governor Youngkin.
Yep.
I think he's probably against that.
Maybe.
I think. Yeah, go ahead.
So we spent the evening. We went to the bars at first, and then we said, well, it's a bachelor party. Let's go to a strip club just for a little bit. So we go in, and of course, every strip club does the classic bachelor party kind of dance. Get girls, they'll take his belt off, they'll whip him, the whole thing. So we do all that, and then afterwards we leave the club, and we're like, that was great, that was awesome, and like, let's go get some food. So we go to the Denny's nearby. We're sitting there eating. About 15 minutes later, here come the dancers.
All the dancers.
And
the ones that have just given
with lots of cash.
That we've all just living lots of cash and awkwardly been around as they whipped our friend.
Awkward. That's awkward.
Yeah, and it's like, so they come in and they seat him kind of like right next to us, and we're just like, hey,
how are you? Now it's a completely
They pull
different.
their hair up, scrub the makeup off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're all in now
bright
sweats
lights,
and
bright lights of
and
the
it's
Denny's.
just like, so you like stripping? And you can tell that they're just also like, what do we say here?
Anywhere but here.
Yeah, you're the guy.
And as we're leaving, like the one girl's like, "Good luck on your marriage."
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
it's
Thanks.
nice.
Yeah.
It's just a job, bruh.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we think, guys, I think many times, unlike our previous caller who had the right mindset.
Yeah, he's got a transactional mindset.
Yeah, he's like, I know, it's just for a few minutes.
Drink,
the
visuals, on my way.
And I'm out, But dang, that would be tough for me. 20 minutes in that environment I'm not
You're
saying.
gonna blow your top.
Yeah, I might be one that blew my
Yeah,
top.
well-
it might be. Might be
And
one
frankly,
Stained jeans in the champagne room.
let's go and get them out of here.
I would have a super big
I
problem.
think you know why you're leaving.
They
Oh,
might
I
call
know.
it, like if you get your leave, they call it code 501.
Yeah.
Was that what they call it?
Dirty blue jeans.
501 jeans.
501.
That's your Levi's.
No, it's Diet Coke.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Out.
Let's get him out of here.
Well, and you,
Aren't you on the radio? Oh God.
The girl's like, gross.
Oh.
Did you just?
Yeah, I think I'd have a problem. I really, because I mean that's a long time to
And-
sit there in that environment. I
frankly, younger you thought every waitress liked you,
exactly.
especially.
When
I
the
mean,
caller was talking about, it, I was
yeah.
like, yes, and the waitress I thought liked
I mean, the Hooters waitress would come sit down with you, and you'd be
Yes.
like, "Oh, I'm in." So you would have definitely thought buying a private
Totally.
dance. Yeah.
Totally. I would. It's probably
Will you
best.
marry me?
It's best I stay away from that environment.
So I guess we can meet Mom tomorrow.
right. That's where I would be.
What time's your shift end?
That's exactly
She
right.
sometimes stays up late.
That's where I would be, right? The story about this is technology on Titillation Tuesday. Bad news for America's pornographic actors. They're saying now that AI can create a pornographic scene so easily you don't even know they're not real people, and they're whatever you want. They're perfect. You know, you say I want, housewife and next door neighbor, and they create the scene and their perfect bodies and they look real. So, and you don't have to search. It's just right there for you. You save your favorites, and there is no more actor.
Well, I think
necessary.
those actors have to know that those scenes, I mean, scripted scenes they can't still be making movies, are they?
No. But
But that's why OnlyFans exists.
yeah, I guess so. But I wonder if that would if AI is perfect and you can get it for free, well, maybe they charge something too. Maybe, but will it put the OnlyFans game out of business?
I'm sure it'll change it.
Yeah, because that would really cut into it. So they're saying, why would a subscriber keep on paying prices for OnlyFans or porn or whatever it is when you can do it with AI? Tiffany, you're talking about strip clubs now. Go ahead.
Hey, I just want to tell you that I had a boyfriend that liked to go to the strip club, and I would encourage him to, because every time he would come home, it would be a great night.
Yeah, I think exactly.
That's Kelly's mindset.
Exactly. Now, if you've got a girlfriend waiting for you at home, it's fantastic. But if you don't, it's just frustration, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah. So you told him, go. That's right. Thank you very much, Tiffany. I remember.
It's not always frustration, because I used to go when I was in my 20s. It was just a fun night out with the fellas.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
But did you go champagne room? I think that.
Well, no, I never did that.
That's
They
where I
didn't
think
exist.
Right.
in my day.
I agree. Fun night, bunch of guys around, watch it. That's cool. If I was in the champagne room, it was one-on-one. It was her on top of me.
$500.
Yeah. And her on top of me, and I'm a little drunk. I would be like, geez.
I'm getting around. Oh, damn.
Oh, I would be so aroused. Oh, my God.
Boy.
I would be turgid from the moment I even walked into
they take your picture and ban you.
Yes, I know they would.
Or they put them up on the jizz wall.
But you're right. Now, but she's right. If somebody's waiting for you at home, then you give them a great night. Both of you have a great night once you get
Take
home.
some cheap Polaroid of you with your jeans.
What a terrible.
All right, we're putting this up on the wall so we know you're never coming back here, bud.
I know.
5 years, Chief.
It's like bad checks and
No.
and they call it Club 501, and you'd be up there.
That's right.
On the boulevard. I'd be right in the middle of it. God, looking terrible. It would be just awful. It would be terrible. Those days are over for me, folks. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I have a wife, and we have great life. That's
And
it.
a phone.
And all of that. All of that.
And a VPN.
Well, you got to get your VPN.
Yeah.
I've been warned on that.
Yeah.
You got to get your VPN, or it's not going to work for you.